Welcome back to the audiobook reading of The Kingdom Curriculum of Yahweh by Pastor Shane Vaughn of First Harvest Ministries. The Kingdom Curriculum of Yahweh, a full-length theological article by Pastor Shane Vaughn. Introduction: The Bible as a Kingdom Textbook. The Bible is not merely a sacred anthology of moral lessons and inspirational quotes. It is a curriculum of divine governance, a textbook delivered by Yahweh to teach, unveil, and ultimately transpose His kingdom into the hearts of His people. Every book, every story, every covenant is part of a deliberate, progressive unveiling of eternal truth. Yahweh, the sovereign King of eternity, does not reveal His kingdom all at once, but teaches it over time, by degrees and through covenants. This process of unfolding divine truth is known as progressive revelation, and it follows a pattern of physical to spiritual parallels. What begins as literal and physical temples, land, sacrifices, ends in spiritual realities. Hearts as temples, the earth as the Lord's inheritance, lives laid down in obedience. The seven covenants, a divine curriculum. To understand the kingdom of Yahweh, we must approach the Bible as a divine syllabus. There are 7 major covenants in Scripture, each representing a stage in the education of Yahweh's sons. Each covenant builds on the previous, revealing a fuller picture of the kingdom until finally it is transposed from the visible to the invisible, from the shadow to the substance. 1. The Sabbath Covenant. Genesis chapter 2, verses 2 through 3. This first covenant was made before the fall, signaling that rest, not labor, was the divine intention for mankind. Yahweh rested not because He was weary, but to inaugurate a pattern of rulership, rest, and completeness. The Sabbath teaches us about kingdom time, divine government, and the ultimate purpose of creation. It is the prophetic blueprint, the starting point of the kingdom clock. Number 2, the Adamic covenant, Adamic covenant. Genesis chapter 3, verses 15 through 24. Following mankind's disobedience, Yahweh introduces a promise, a seed, who will crush the serpent's head. This covenant does not just pronounce judgment, it reveals the beginning of Yahweh's redemptive government. The kingdom will come through suffering and through a man. The covenant sets the stage for understanding spiritual warfare, atonement, and the coming kingdom. Number 3, the Noahic covenant. Noahic. Noahic. Genesis 9, verses 1 through 17. After the flood, Yahweh renews His covenant with humanity and institutes human government. This stage teaches law and order among the nations. The rainbow becomes a sign not just of mercy, but of global responsibility. This covenant reveals Yahweh's intent to preserve the earth until all things are fulfilled. Number 4, The Abrahamic covenant. Genesis chapter 12, 15, and 17. Here, Yahweh selects a man to become the father of many nations. He promises a land, a lineage, and a blessing. But more than that, Abraham becomes the prototype of covenant sonship, believing Yahweh and receiving righteousness. This covenant introduces faith, inheritance, and nationhood, and foretells that through Abraham's seed, the whole world will be blessed. Number 5, the Mosaic covenant, Exodus chapter 19 through chapter 24. At Sinai, the kingdom begins to take governmental form. Israel becomes a nation under Yahweh's rule, with a divine constitution, the Torah. This covenant includes law, calendar, worship, and priesthood. It reveals the structure of the kingdom and sets Israel apart as a holy nation to model Yahweh's government to the world. Number 6, the Davidic covenant, 2 Samuel 7. The kingdom receives its royal house in this covenant. Yahweh promises David that one of his sons will reign forever on his throne. This points to Yeshua, Jesus, the Messianic King, who embodies the fusion of divine authority and human lineage. The covenant affirms the eternal rulership of the Son of David and the future restoration of the kingdom. Number 7, the renewed covenant. Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 31 through 34, and Hebrews chapter 8. Often called the New Covenant, this is not a destruction of previous covenants, but their fulfillment and transposition. The laws move from stone tablets to hearts. The priesthood is transformed into spiritual intercession. The temple becomes the assembly of believers. The kingdom is now within, awaiting its final external manifestation at Yeshua's return. Transposition from physical to spiritual. The word transposition means to transfer something from one position to another. In biblical terms, it means to alleviate the kingdom from its physical expression into its final spiritual reality. Every law, every feast, every priest, every sacrifice was a shadow of something greater. In the renewed covenant, the kingdom is no longer bound by geography or ethnicity. It becomes universal, internal, and eternal. This does not mean the Torah is abolished. It is fulfilled. And the Torah is the first 4 books of the Bible. It is not thrown away, but raised to a higher plane. Yahweh's kingdom government is now being written on hearts, producing obedient sons who walk not by compulsion, but by internal transformation. Time, the divine classroom. Time is not just a passive setting. It is an active tool in Yahweh's teaching strategy. The Sabbath covenant introduces kingdom time, and every subsequent covenant unfolds within its cycles. The feast, the weeks, the jubilees, they are all divine appointments in the classroom of time. We are now approaching the 7th millennium, the prophetic Sabbath day in Yahweh's grand timeline. This is the time for restoration, governance, and the revealing of mature sons. If we do not understand the kingdom now, we are failing the final exam. The purpose of the Bible. The Bible is not a religious relic or sentimental guidebook. It is a kingdom manual. It teaches what the kingdom is, where it is, who governs it, how we enter it, what our responsibilities are within it. It is the story of Yahweh preparing a people to reign with Him. Everything else is secondary. The obstacle, Babylonian religion. Yet there is an enemy, a counterfeit system known in Scripture as Babylon. This religious system has hidden the name of Yahweh, replacing it with Lord, a title used for Baal, the sun god of Babylon. Changed the Sabbath, removing the seventh day sign of covenant and replacing it with Sunday, S-U-N, worship. Abolished the law, replacing Torah with lawlessness disguised as grace. Substituted Passover with Easter, replacing Yahweh's appointed time with a pagan fertility rate. Created a false Messiah, replacing the human Messiah, Yahshua, with a Greco-Roman idol named Jesus Christ, Jesus Christiana. That's H-E-S-U-S and then K-R-I-S-H-N-A. This system leads to two prophetic tragedies. The transgression of desolation, rejecting the true identity of the Messiah. The abomination of desolation, placing an image in the heart and calling it God. Remember these truths. Let these truths anchor your faith. The Bible is the textbook of the kingdom. The 7 covenants are the curriculum. The Sabbath is the calendar. Transposition is the goal. Babylon is the obstacle. Only when we return to the covenant, embrace Yahweh's name, honor His Sabbath, and follow His true Son, S-O-N, will we graduate from religious confusion into kingdom maturity. Matthew 6:33. Seek ye first the kingdom of Yahweh and His righteousness. Conclusion. The final test. The classroom is almost empty. The school year is almost over. The bell of eternity is about to ring. If we fail to understand the kingdom now, its structure, its law, its king, we fail not only ourselves, but the generation we are called to teach. This is the time for clarity. This is the hour for maturity, of maturity. This is the age of transposition. May we be found faithful stewards of the kingdom curriculum of Yahweh. Thank you for listening. If you are interested in our ministry, you can always check us out at hiscomingkingdom.com. And you can also find us on these platforms. You can also download our app. Just search for First Harvest Ministries. You can also find us on Roku and YouTube. Thank you and have a good day.